Namaste to all. Welcome to the new video Yoga for Men. This video I have made for the people who have not been practicing yoga till now, especially the men, can follow this full video and practice for 30 minutes every day. This is a full class of 30 minutes. So first you sit with back straight. In any position, you can put lotus pose, which is Padmasana, Vajrasana, sitting on the heels, or cross leg. But make sure your back is straight, chest is fully open, shoulders are rolled back, and your hands are in mudra. In mudra, you touch your tip of the thumb to the tip of the index finger in both the hands. And now start focusing on the breath. As you focus on your breath, slowly, the breath will get normal and slowly from normal to the slow. Now release and you come in the standing position. We start with first asana, which is Tadasana stretch. For this you need to take your arms slowly up and interlock your finger facing upward direction and stretch on your toes, where you stretch your ankles and the heels nicely. Hold for a while, 5 to 10 seconds with normal breathing, then slowly exhale and come down. Now next asana you're going to practice Vrikshasana or tree pose, which is very good for increasing the focus, concentration, and strengthening the legs. So you do one side and then you slowly release and do the other side same way. So initially, if you are not able to take your leg fully up, you can keep your leg little down and just hold, gaze one point. We are going to practice is chair pose or Utkat Asana. For this, take your arms up first and try to sit on an imaginary chair and just hold for a while with normal breathing, and then slowly inhale, come up, and exhale, you drop your arms down. Come back to the front and relax for a while, where your hands are hanging down, legs are apart, you're breathing normally and relaxing. Focusing on the breath, and now come back. We start practicing Surya Namaskara or sun salutation, which is the very important practice in yogic science. For this, first join your palms, be in sthiti. Now you will start. Keep your breath normal and slowly now you're going to raise your arms up with inhalation, with exhalation falling down as much as you can. Put your palms down, you take your left leg back and right leg back, and you be in Dandasana or plank, then go in the mountain pose. Drop your knee, chest, chin, be in Ashtanga Namaskara, then Cobra pose with inhalation, then exhalation, mountain, then inhale, left leg forward, then right leg forward, and drop your head to the knee. Inhale up, exhale to the chest. Now second Surya Namaskara. You inhale, slowly stretch your arms up fully, and you exhale, drop your head to the knees if possible. Then take your right leg back with inhalation, left leg back with exhalation, coming in the plank, then exhale again to mountain or Parvatasana, then Ashtanga Namaskara, no breath, then Bhujangasana with inhalation, then exhalation, mountain pose, then your right leg forward, left leg forward, you drop your head, optional, then inhale, raise yourself up, exhale to the chest. So you're done with the two sun salutation. Make sure you're breathing properly. Breathing is very important during the sun salutation practice. And if you can add Ujjayi breathing, which will give you very good effect in your practice. Ujjayi breathing is a hissing sound, especially during the exhalation. So you do it with the Ujjayi breathing while exhaling, and Ujjayi breathing balances your hormones and very good for the stress. Also, the sun salutation practice is very good for your whole body. This is a wholesome workout for the busy bees. If you don't get time, you can just take out the 10 minutes time to do 24 sun salutation early morning in front of the rising sun with the feeling of gratitude. Surya Namaskara stretches your full body, your stomach, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your backbone. Everything is stretches nicely. This take care of your stability, stamina, strength and stretch. 4S you complete in sun salutation. Also, this is a very good set of physical, mental and spiritual practice where physically you stretch your body nicely, you balance also, and mentally you're focusing on your breath, breathing continuously in the flow, in and out. This gives you the mind relaxation, and spiritually you're showing the gratitude towards the sun while doing this practice. You can do up to 6 to 12 rounds in continuity. If you feel tired in between, you can take some rest and again start the practice. Initially, you start with the 6 sun salutations. Then once you become expert day by day, then you can go for 12, then slowly 24. You can reach up to the 108 Surya Namaskara practice, which is very good for the weight loss, which burns the calorie more than the running. If you do the practice of 108 sun salutation, which takes approximately 45 minutes, you can burn the calorie what you burn in 30 minutes jogging, more than that. Now slowly you do the Mukha Dhoti. How to do the Mukha Dhoti is you inhale and exhale forcefully through the mouth. Again inhale and exhale forcefully through the mouth. And then you relax, standing position, Shithali Tadasana, relaxing, palms open, leg apart, breathing flowing normally. And now slowly relax and start coming back in the sitting position. Sit comfortably with your back straight. Now we'll try Titli Asana or butterfly pose. For this you need to keep your back straight, then hold your foot and then start flapping your knees nicely up and down. Keep your eyes closed, keep your breathing normal. You can flap your knees up to 25 times to 50 times. This increases the blood flow in the full lower part of your body, lower abs. Also very good for your hip joints, knee joints. This increases the blood flow in your entire lower part of your body. And then you can go little further. If you're really flexible, you can try this asana where you're sitting on your heel. This gives you the extra stretches in your groins, and you can join your palms and feel the stretch nicely. But not compulsory you do this. If you cannot do this, just do the butterfly asana and you relax. Now next asana we'll practice Tolasana or lifted lotus pose. For this pose, first you need to put lotus pose or Padmasana, and then slowly you will be getting ready to come in Tolasana. For this you can use the blocks or you can try without blocks. So here you press your blocks or the floor and lift your lotus up it takes a little practice. You need to make your arms really little strong to do this asana. If your arms are strong enough, you can do it easily. So we say in yoga practice we lift our body weight, whereas in the gym practice we lift a few kgs, but in the yoga practice we lift our body weight, whole body weight. So that is the beauty of yoga practice. Now relax, and then as we have put the pressure on the joint, so we'll be practicing the joint exercises. So for the wrist, you make a fist and do the clockwise, anti-clockwise rotation with the breath. So when your fist goes up, you are inhaling, fist goes down, you're exhaling, both sides, 5 to 6 times clockwise, 5 to 6 times anti-clockwise. And then slowly you need to do this stretch where you're joining your palms, interlocking and stretching forward and exhaling slowly. You will be coming back. Do slowly and feel the stretch in your all the joints in the hands, shoulder to the finger joints. This is a very good stretch for all the joints in the hands where you have put a pressure during any kind of lifting, planks. You can always, even after Surya Namaskara or Sun Salutation practice, it is compulsory to do these kind of stretches where like you're stretching your wrist, so you don't get any wrist injury in long term if you practice. So you can do both side and exhale back. Inhale front, exhale slowly back and relax. Now next is you are just relaxing by moving your leg nicely. Keep moving your legs. This also increases the blood flow in the leg area, in all the joints of the leg. Now we sit in staff pose or Dandasana for ankle stretching. Now you inhale, stretch your toes towards your face, and you exhale, stretch your toes towards the floor. Same way again. Inhale, you stretch your toes towards your face, and you exhale, slowly stretch your toes towards the floor. You can give a little pause and then you try circles. Inhale right side, exhale left, inhale right, whichever side, it doesn't matter. You do both the sides 5-5 round to give a nice circulation to your ankle joint, nice stretch to the ankle joints. Do it with a smile, nicely. Shake your knee a bit. Now we start with Janu Shirshasana or head to knee pose. Bend your one leg. Keep your left leg forward. Here you have bent the right leg. Now slowly try to catch your foot and try to drop your head down on your knee. If you are not able to do this initially this much, you can just hold your toes and look forward by keeping your back straight. And then slowly and gradually you will increase the flexibility and you will be able to touch your head if you practice every day. This is a very nice pose where it stretches your entire spine and increases the blood flow towards the head. Relax. Now we'll do the other side where you bend your left leg this time and right leg forward. Try to catch your foot and same way dropping the head to the knee, Janu Shirshasana. Try to hold at least 10 to 15 seconds each posture to get the maximum benefits. and then slowly inhale and get up. Relax. Now we are practicing with both leg forward, Paschimottanasana or forward fold band. This is now for this you need to inhale up and exhale, drop up to your toes. Try to catch your feet and slowly drop your head down on the knees. Another way, you can drop your elbows on the floor first and then you drop your head to the knee. Or if you are not able to drop your head to the knees, just hold your big toes and look straight initially, as this is a quite a deep stretch which comes with the practice of many days. So initially you can just hold your toes with both the hands and look straight. Now we practice Vakrasana or side twisting pose. For this you need to bend your one knee shown in the video and try to catch your knee by twisting the spine. This is a very nice back twisting asana which stretches your entire spine nicely. And this is another benefit of this asana is it's very good for diabetes, regulating the pancreatic hormone which is insulin. Now do it other side, same way. Try to reach your knee or reach your ankle and take a twist. You can hold this pose up to 30 seconds to 1 minute. This gives a nice spinal twist to your spine. Then relax, inhale, hand up, exhale, down. Now next asana we are going to practice is Gomukh Asana. For this you need to bend your one leg, which is we call cow face pose also, and the other leg down shown in the video. Then take your one hand, which is the opposite hand from the knee, which is up, and then try to catch with the other hand from the down. If you are not able to reach, if you are not very flexible, you are a beginner, then you can hold a yoga strap and try to, or any belt or any strap, anything you can hold and try to catch it with the support of the strap, and then come back, relax. Now we'll do other side same way. First you keep your leg straight, then start bending your other leg, keep it down, and the down leg bending down nicely, both knees aligned top of each other. And now take your one hand which is opposite to the knee, which is up, and then hold. This gives a very nice stretch to your entire spine, to your shoulder area, especially for your upper back. Opens up your chest nicely, corrects your posture, and you come back and relax. After doing every asana, the relaxation is the must for few seconds. That fills you up with the energy for the next asana. Now you need to sit in Vajrasana for next asana. Sit on your heels. If you have any knee injury, any surgery, don't try to sit in this pose. If your knees are healthy, you can sit in this pose nicely. Slowly, you start going back. We are practicing Supta Vajra Asana, where you lie down in the same position Vajrasana on your back, slowly with the support of your elbows, and then raise your arms up and stretch yourself nicely. But this is a quite deeper stretch. If you're not able to do this much, you just need to drop your elbows one by one. Do not go down. Just take some time, few days, practice every day, and within few days you will see you will be able to do the same as shown in the video. Now slowly get up and relax. and slowly lie down and get ready for next pose, which is Pavan Muktasana, where you hug your knees and you touch your chin to the knees. But make sure if you have any neck pain, back pain, cervical spondylitis, do not lift your head up. Just hug your knees simply. But if you're okay, you can touch your chin to the knee. This is a very good asana. His name only says Pavan Muktasana, which releases gas and the acidity. Then you relax and we are getting into another pose, which is raising the leg up, getting ready for shoulder stand or Sarvanga Asana. So as name only says, Sarvangasana means which nourishes all the organs in the body, toes to the head, as it is inverted pose, so blood flows towards your head from legs to the head. So this is very good to sharpen your memory, very good for your eyes, very good for your all the upper body healing. So you can do some variation, like you can put Padmasana or lotus pose, but not necessary you do it initially. Make sure you're just doing first straight shoulder stand, and if you master that, then you try other variations. You can try many variation in this Sarvangasana series. Now you release your leg and we are getting into Halasana or plow pose by dropping the toes down over the head. This is also another quite a deep stretch, so make sure do not try first time. Don't put too much pressure on your spine. Go slowly. Practice every day and you will achieve this slowly. Then you can drop your knees up to your ears, which is ear pressing pose, and then slowly come back in Sarvangasana or shoulder stand. Be there for few seconds before dropping down. Then you can get into another pose, which is supported wheel pose. But do not practice if you are a beginner. Practice few days other asanas, then you can try these advanced asanas. So like this, you're holding, you can call it bridge pose or Setu Bandhasana, supported Setu Bandhasana, where you're holding your waist, your spine. This is very good for your spine, stretching your full legs, your full spine, and the blood is flowing towards your shoulders, nourishing your whole upper body and your head area. Then slowly you come down and relax. Relax just for a few seconds before getting into another asana. As I said before also, in between you need to take rest for a few seconds before getting into another asana or the posture. Now bend your knees. We are getting ready for another asana, which is wheel pose or chakrasana, which is another a little advanced pose. As shown in the video, bend your knee and take your fingers facing to the shoulders. Keep them down. Slowly lift your waist up, high up, maximum up. Then slowly press your palms and slowly press your palms and lift your head up. Hold as long as you can. Try to keep your hands straight. Make sure you're breathing normally. Do not hold your breath. Slowly come down and relax. Go for the counter pose, which is hugging the knees, or the Pavan Muktasana, where you're touching your chin to the knees and holding, and then relax. Now getting into another counter pose for the shoulder stand, which is fish pose or Matsyasana. So not necessary you put this Padmasana if you're not flexible. You can keep your leg straight. Then put your palms under your thighs, hide them nicely. Then slowly raise your chest up and drop your crown of the head down. Try to raise your chest more and more up. If you are into lotus pose, try to catch your toes, big toes, and hold in this pose with normal breathing. You can focus center part of your throat on your thyroid gland as it is very good for your thyroid health. Now release slowly. Now relax slowly, raise your right arm up and turn to the right side and start coming on your lie down on your stomach where you keep your leg together. We are going to practice Dhanurasana or bow pose. For this you need to first bend your knee and start catching your ankle with the same side hand, and then bend other leg and start catching it with your other hand. Now you raise your chest head up. You can swing on your stomach little. You're swinging front and back, and you need to raise your thighs off the floor. If not possible to raise too much, then just lift a little bit from the floor and then you relax. Relax in Makarasana, where your heels are inside, your head is resting on your palms top of each other. Relax for a while nicely with some deep breathing. Now slowly raise yourself in Bhujangasana and or Cobra pose, and relax slowly in Child's pose or Shashankasana by pushing your body back, sitting on the heels, head relaxing on the floor. This is another very beautiful and therapeutic pose in yogic practice where your full digestive tract is getting stimulated by your knees and your head touching on the floor, where your blood rushing towards your face and nourishing the whole upper body nicely. Now getting ready to prepare Ardha Shirshasana or half headstand, where you interlock your finger, take your shoulders over your elbows, then touch the crown of your head, center part of your top of the head down, supported with your interlocked fingers. Raise your knees off the floor and slowly you start walking inside towards your head. Keep walking until your back becomes straight completely. More walk, little more walk, and when you feel your back is completely straight and you're feeling a little pressure on your head, which is normal, but once you practice every day, it becomes normal for you because your head gets the strengthening slowly. Now slowly you will be relaxing by dropping your knees down slowly in the counter pose, which is again rabbit pose or Shashankasana. Now we'll practice Shirshasana with the wall support. For this you need to interlock your fingers same way how we did the Ardha Shirshasana, where your shoulders comes over your elbows and slowly touch the center part of your head, supported with the interlocked palms. Now you're gonna come on your toes and raise your knees up and walk towards the wall here. Slowly keep walking until your back fully touches on the wall. Once you're back on the wall, then slowly you will start raising your leg up and coming on the wall and hold for a few seconds or a minute or 2 minutes. But make sure if you're a heart patient or if you have any disease related to heart, high blood pressure or glaucoma, eye pressure, do not try this asana at all, any inverted pose where your leg goes up. Otherwise, you're good to go. Or if you have any recent surgery anywhere in the body, do not try these kind of advanced asana. Just do the mild stretches in that situation. Here we are relaxing now in child pose and doing the counter for the Shirshasana, as we put a lot of pressure on the neck and the shoulder and the head. So we need to move the head right to left several times once you're down on the floor in the rabbit pose or Shashankasana. So keep moving your head couple of times, 15 to 20 times each side, and then relax. Relax in Shavasana, which is the most difficult pose. Why? Because in this asana you need to relax your mind. So you're focusing on your breath by keeping the body completely still, where you'll not be moving your leg, hands, palms facing upward direction, fingers partially closed, neck tilted to either side or straight. Keep your eyes closed. Do not move your body. And now keep counting your breathing by taking your full attention on the breath. And this is how you relax for 10 minutes, and then you'll be sitting up